these games. Let me put the position and...
You will put, I have already position after
you just,
knight g3.
you put there, I put here, you know, just... let's check my memory.
Okay. I already have it, so...
Okay, so I will copy it.
Yes.
Which was...
Okay.
I don't even have to think that much. So this h6 this may be important. The Luft. Sometimes in some lines, not so particularly in this position, but it may become important. Okay, maybe one move early to show like criminal cases, like what happened. Let's take one move earlier, so they got each other on the position. Yes?
You want like this or?
Yeah, just before knight takes g3. Okay. This is a fraction of the game. Now we have stronger players. Natalia Zhukova, the first European champion, playing white, against Lilit Galojan from Armenian national team, one of the underrated players, since my wife plays in the tournament and plays these people once in a while, I know a lot about them, and Lilit Galojan is a very solid player coming from this Armenian school. They had some Nimzo-Indian, which ended up in this particular position. Like yesterday we have checked the rook ending between Kosintseva and Tatiana Kosintseva, since Nadezhda is not here, she is in Pittsburgh, as much as I know.
Against
Daria Kapsh, who didn't play for some years. And some interesting rook end came that everybody learned something, including myself, from that. And now we go on the paradigm of tactical sequences. So black takes, knight takes g3, which is a normal move. And she hopes that after h takes g3, she has enough time to play bishop f6. Covers d4 square, which is a jumping point to c6 square for white's knight. If this would have happened, black would have easier time. But after knight takes g3, white, who was tactically alert with the needs of the position, came knight d4. And this is the point me and legendary Yugoslav grandmaster, one of the best in the world for many years, number 3, Lubomir Lubojevic, we came here and we say, oh look, very nice, knight d4. Game over. Almost.
Actually, yesterday Natalia was here with me in the press center, and she said that in this moment Lily played the knight g3, took on g3, and she immediately wrote in the score sheet h g3, because she said, okay, this is like logical, you take and take.
Not even fg3.
Yes, and then Natalia said she already saw before, a few moves before, she saw that idea, knight d4, and then she said, okay, I think this somehow solves the position. And then she played, and she said Lily was thinking for like maybe 30 minutes in this position. She was completely confused.
No, this is one of the, so I have this expression, it's not only me, this is one of the positions, this is one of the type of things that you may really fall from the chair. Comes this knight
Yes,
d4,
really?
it is such a shock, like in sometimes happens in boxing, you got this tactical stuff. It depends, you know, how strong your jaw is to hold this impact. And okay, but especially knight g3, and then to write on the score sheet h-g3 is also wrong from the arbitral point of view, because everybody writes and plays her own moves or his own moves. And in the score sheet we have an arbiter here that only should be the moves which are completed over the board. Now, we really thought with Lubo that knight b4 is strong, and black may have difficult time. But actually, it's very interesting. The move we were really discussing the most was knight f6. Having some trickier approach to the position. If now white goes knight c6, black goes queen d7, and white goes h takes g3, black can take knight d5. But I can tell you that even this position, due to some fireworks, is better for white, because white has super move bishop b5. We will see later, there is a particular aspect in the position after a takes b5, queen takes d5. White is clearly better in my opinion. ba4 is impossible due to knight takes e7. And rook a4, queen b5, then taking this guy on b6, white really enjoys his game. But the biggest mistake of ours, when we were analyzing, we will see in this game as well, that these certain things are less forced in the position. After some move like h takes g3, that the spare c6 square for the future leads to immediate loss for black if black touches the pawn, because white has queen f3. Similar problem arises. Knight steps to some direction, knight c6, then knight takes e7, wins the game because of rook a8, which will hang. So this allows white, in time, to strengthen the pawn on d5. Now, she will play queen f3, then knight c6, and the knight also is a little bit drifted apart, the main scene of action, c6 square. Black needs to keep the knight in some positions to challenge knight c6 with knight e5, somewhere closer. Knight d7 is a better square than f6 for black. So, unfortunate or fortunate to everyone, Galojan kept her sang-froid. She played bishop f8.
Knight is still on g3.
On g3, yes, sorry, after knight d4, sorry. She played bishop f8. White took hg3, yes. This is an important point, it's always annoying who will exchange first. Rook takes e8 was an option. Rook e8, queen e8, hg3, now knight f6, and black is in the game. Let's show it. Now, sometimes black can take on d5, and also she can activate the queen with queen e5. And this is not a bad position for black. That made white to delay the exchange and to take h takes g3 herself.
So then really exchanging.
Black changed and played strong move queen g5, in my opinion. Because when the queen breaks out, black has less danger. In many of these lines, with the bishop on e7, black's queen had some problems. Now, black plays queen g5, and this is an interesting part of the game, because my opinion is that, so for instance, there are some interesting tactics here. Knight e6 is one of the moves. But after a move like queen e5, really it is not advisable for white to make this knight tour and to capture a pawn there when black has all this initiative.
Yes.
Knight stays there. This is really, really wrong. So queen g5,
Zhukova saw that line actually.
that line, and which is very normal. I mean, one of the first things we have to see, you know, like if we can get material, it looks like an important pawn on a6, but terribly puts two pieces out of the play, the knight and the bishop. So then what to do? White still enjoys her edge, if she has any. We don't know, because when we play the game, constantly all these variations are running. And she can use the c6 square, and that's why she has chosen queen e2. And I will be a little bit critical about some certain decisions of Galojan, because I would say, like, if black plays here knight f6, which practically brings one of these moves, and then black comes rook e8, and black has some activity. But already from the previous stages of the game, that black was a little bit too much determined to equalize. That's why she offered the exchange of queens. A nice little tactical move, if queen takes d4, bishop a7, winning the queen. So queen takes e2, bishop takes e2. Here, I believe that white is clearly better.
Yes, that's what she told us.
She also thought, but actually she played, in my opinion, well. I mean, meaning the play with the white pieces, Zhukova. This part of the game, she has played really well. Black has two problems. One is the c line, not the c6 square, because sometimes knight c6 closes the c line. And the second thing, knight c6 itself. Two problems at once. And now, after g6, she went for rook c1 rather than knight c6, which should give her some slight edge. And after bishop g7, she has chosen the correct move. Because I think that in this particular situation, after knight c6, black would have simply pushed a5, and black would come to equalize, stealing c5 square for the knight. And knight will stand there very nicely, but also knight c5 would have come. And she has chosen knight b3, very strong move, trying to bring the rook in. So black played king f8. Rook c7, king e8 doesn't change much, because king d8 is coming. So white has chosen rook c6. In some way, I assume king e7, very normal, and switch the knight to d2. Now the nature of the game changed. Black has problems with the pawns, also the invasion from 7th. At some moment, really, rook c7, like we will see in the game, may have become a threat. Here is a very important position. It's like our first example. Like Tatiana Kosintseva's rook and came with Daria Kapsh. We feel that black is really close to equalize, really close. But how? If the queen side is eliminated, black will be safe. Basically, black's handicap are the pawns in the queen side. Queen's wing is really, we don't like it to be there, but it is there, and there is nothing we can do about it. So we have to go for liquidation. And the position is calling for b5. I don't know if anybody showed yesterday b5.
She actually thought that a5 was, she said that, okay, I played knight d2, which allows a5, but that was my plan. I think probably she was tired of all these calculations, and she
It's
told me
very
that this
close.
was already a very, very hard time travel.
No, the real type of the game after some level and after some age, we know that it's easy to play without blundering, easy to play making threats. But sometimes, especially for the defender, this is really a very difficult thing. We come very close to equalize.
And
one or two, really, we miss it because we don't know which one.
Yes.
Sometimes we analyze, we come close, we don't know which one. A5 also looks appetizing. A5 is really also coming close to liquidate queen wings pawns, but b5 is the move. Where there are two alternatives after b5. First one is a5. Okay, no c5 square, chronicle weaknesses, but everybody has his or her their own weakness. Bishop a3 is a big threat. So if we keep the knight here, okay, where is the big advantage? Nothing comes out of it. Now comes the second choice, a b5, bishop b5, rook b8. Mission accomplished. And this is really close to be a draw. So this is probably one of the things during the, sometimes, people feel better when they play the game. And sometimes people who watch the game, they feel better because they are not under pressure.
Yes.
You have your coffee, you have this position, you say like, which one is true, b5 or a5. And this was the wrong choice. So black has chosen a5. And I believe it's another very important moment in the game that maybe the players, they didn't notice the move. So, what did they say? Nothing, yeah?
No, she didn't stop at this moment so much. She just
But it's very important, like b pawn is removed, black knight goes to c5. So, and what happens after bishop b5? Still a very important tempo. We can say like, okay, a takes b5, rook c7, rook d8, yeah? And now knight comes to b3. Here, we really see that king e8 doesn't lose the game, but how black will entangle the pieces. There is this eternal pin. And king e8 is a forced move, because otherwise white pushes a5. And this knight comes to b7, or b7 is enough to deliver the blow, so. And I am afraid this is a very important turn that
Actually, I think she missed that key move after a few moves in this BA
I
line.
put a black pawn.
That's why I think she didn't just think about bishop b5, just took, and she saw some.
It's an important
in
move,
her
because you will
opinion.
lose a move. You will lose rook a7. And another move. Then I take, and then I jump knight c4. Then I attack to pawn d6. And for another move, you cannot put your knight to c5.
Yeah.
Very important move. And Nadezhda, who was in the press conference, she is right. This couple of moments here, there, in the heat of the battle, people misses.
Yes, I think she just saw the forced line and she missed to play bishop b5 to just first prepare this rook c7
And also we have to have the time management now with the players. We would have some easier time, because sometimes you really become superficial. You say like, okay, what is the difference? Anyway, it will go there. But let's see if there will be any difference. So she took exchange there, brought the knight to c4. Black really has to protect this guy. And it doesn't fall with something like f4 comes from d4 to c5, protecting it, and then it will be even maybe better for black. Comes rook c7, and comes another surprise. Just simply the thing like, simply exactly the same like knight takes g3, knight d4. Now rook c7, probably the last thing on earth you think is like king d8,
Yes,
because
this is what she missed.
she thinks like she's making a threat, but unfortunately enough, I will carry it a little bit further with the obvious moves.
Yeah, this is pure draw.
Still, still, I'm always afraid of such things. I like to calculate, and also let's go deeper in the. Now I want to protect my knight.
Okay, so again,
So this is forced. And I believe from the pawns, black has to give the f pawn and prevent white from pushing. Here, still white looks to achieve something. But we know from the nature of opposite color bishop endgames, if king or bishop can protect the weaknesses, this type of games or positions becomes immediate draws. Here, weakness is this side. So black has to run with the king towards this side. Bishop will protect a5, or king, can it come to g7 in time? And we know that from e7 steals a tempo. So king b7, king h2, king c7, king h3, king d7, king g4, king e7, bishop e6, king f6, king h5, king g7, and it's a draw. The same thing is valid in such a position if we push f4, with or without exchange. Comes this position when a piece can protect everything enough. If g5 comes, hg, fg or whatever, or king goes there, bishop protects from b4 both of the pawns, and king simply moves. So this was really, really very close. Very close. I mean, in some way, I'm pretty sure that when rook c7, king d8 happened, okay, you see like it won't happen with white, but also sometimes you don't even calculate.
Yes.
You don't even, you say, ah, but this one is draw. But very close, just
One
you know,
tempo.
how they say, you know, like it's really, it's this finesse that the king steps, attacks the bishop and protects g7. There can be some alternatives, yes, probably, but this was one of the very important moments for this game. Let's take it back to this position with bishop e2. Now I will copy to,
Yes.
to have easier time, to be faster.
Yeah.
Just like in the first game, I said, like, this bishop shouldn't be there. But, so the knight is on d7, and knight is on c4. Just here. So came this move, rook d8. So, sorry, king d8. And white looked at the situation, played rook b7. And this is an unbelievable turn of events, this moment in the game. Unbelievable turn, because normal thing. There is only one normal move for black, to be consistent, to come king c8. Still, rook takes d7, king takes d7. It's the same variation, there is no difference. And the game continues. But for some reason or another, black played a terrible move, f5, which is losing on the spot. I don't know if this point went over the press conference.
No.
Okay, so now we come to one of the essential questions in our game. It's like to